Hey there, everyone. We're doing another one of these shuffle showcases. I had a lot of fun last time we did one of these, and I just wanted to do another one. So here I am. I'm playing Thorn today, and I had a team. This is actually a threes team that we made. I believe it was last night we were playing these games, and we were probably... Actually, I was going to say that these were the placement matches, but this is actually the qualifiers for a tournament. I believe it was the Pro-Am tournament for last night or something similar to that. And yeah, I'm going to be doing quite a bit more of these shuffle showcases and stuff, because if you want to get better at a game, you kind of want to go back at your replays and look at what you did wrong, what you did right, and stuff like that. And honestly, to me, that's kind of boring to do when you're just sitting there by yourself with, say, like a notepad, just writing down lessons that you can teach yourself or something like that. So I want to do it in a way that's kind of entertaining to myself. And to me, commentating these things is what's going to be interesting. So I've kind of spent this whole first round just rambling on, but for the most part, I kind of spent this time noticing that the igniter doesn't handle my pressure very well. So you're always trying to look out for who doesn't want to fight with you the most. And just ignore that little whiffed alt right there. But anyway, I kind of want to feel out who doesn't want to fight with me and kind of pressure that person the most. Because if I'm pressuring them and they don't feel like they can handle it, then you usually win. And as you saw there, I saw that the alchemist goo was on the ground and the blood priest was running out of it, so I just used my Q in order to pull him back in. That's kind of a good thing that you can do to help out your alch buddy to do a little bit more damage, because you know those healers, they need a little bit of help in order to get themselves up again, or something to that effect. So in the last round, I could not hear this gunner cloaking, and this round I couldn't hear it either, and both times she's managed to get off a shot. I don't remember if I got spell blocked in the first round or something similar to that, but I really should. If somebody's doing something like that consistently every round, you should pay attention to that and expect them to do it again. And I think at this point I had realized that gunner's going to stand in the same spot every round and is always going to cloak there. So here I go, I've got my ultimate. I want to wait for the blood priest to use his space, and since I've got a barrier on me, I'm allowed to pressure a little bit more, but now the barrier's come off. Just want to pull in the blood priest. There we go, he used his space, and I'm going to ultimate. Unfortunately, I already used my pull in order to pressure him. And I see that my gun... well, I have a nomad, and it's not a gunner, they have a gunner. Anyway, I saw that my nomad went down, it's like, oh no, now I have to counter kill on this Iggy. I gotta get the Iggy. The blood priest is asleep. There we go, very nicely done. Okay. So now I'm blind, and there's gunner and a blood priest. I might be able to... No, never mind. I was gonna say, I might be able to actually win this. No, not gonna happen, sorry. But it's still 1-1. It's anybody's game. Excuse me. Choking on a little bit of my own spit there. For some reason, you know how it hits the back of your throat and you're like, oh no, I'm going to choke to death. Okay, so here we are. I know that gunner is in the same spot. So I hit him with my fungal spores, trying to shield against his, what's it going to call it, mortar, the blinding AoE. Now I'm going after this gunner. I really want his blood. But as you know, I mean, I was going to focus in on the igniter, and because I didn't, it looks like my alchemist kind of lost a lot of health. And we were talking on Skype at this time, and they were like, why did you use shield on me after all of that damage? I mean, you can probably go back and see how when I used treacherous roots on the alchemist, it had like 10% health left. So I admit to myself that's something that I need to work on, is I've been using my treacherous roots on people after all of the damage has been applied to them. So that's not too good. I'm definitely going to work on that. This time I see the gunner cloaking. I know that she's off on this side. She's kind of separated herself, so now I'm going to end cap the Blood Priest and try and separate the gunner, but Blood Priest spaces in, he's onto my game. I know that I need to be on this igniter, so that's, at least I thought that's what I was doing, but now I'm on the gunner again. Let's see. I've got my barrier on myself, so I'm allowed to pressure the Iggy a little bit more, switching over to the Blood Priest and putting some... Oh, I switched over him because I had ultimate. Oh, of course. Yeah, that makes sense. Unfortunately, I had already used my pull, so I couldn't pull that Blood Priest back into the ultimate of myself and that Alchemist. That's what we're trying to say. So we hear off in the distance that the Nomad has taken out the gunner and make sure that he's doing alright. It's doing fine. Unfortunately, Tornado Storm that Blood Priest right when he's in my ultimate. We were laughing a little bit about that on Skype as well. It's like, why did you do that to me? But oh well, we're still in the lead here. We've got 3 people alive. This Blood Priest is about to die. I just need to... There we go. Hit him with a Mushroom Spore. I suppose you could say that's a little bit wasteful to use a CC ability in order to finish somebody off. I mean, if they're dead, then they're definitely CC'd. I could have used my fungal spores, which actually would have done more damage, but then it would have also have given me a second projectile to hit the igniter with. And if I would have hit the igniter, then it would have done a weaken on him. So I'm always getting hit by this gunner's blind right off the start. I'm kind of probably putting myself too far up, maybe overcommitting or something similar to that, and that means that... And there I go, I used up my shield and my space at the same time. Never really a good idea as Thorn to jump in and then immediately use your shield. You want to kind of space it out a little bit. What I kind of like to do is I like to space in and use my fungal spores in order to be able to dodge around and hit people at the same time, but it also applies a weaken, so if somebody does fight back, you don't really take all that much damage. You take a little bit less damage, so it's a little bit kind of like a preemptive shield. And of course, then you can shield in order to root somebody and then use your E on them. And as I'm blabbering about, I'm doing absolutely terrible this round. I don't know what was happening here. Actually, apparently we lost this game. I did not think that we lost it, but oh well, okay. So, some people may think that I'm just choosing replays where I win. I actually don't look at the result for replays before I play them. I just want to figure out what happens as it happens. So, we're going to get some wins and some losses. But I'm going to go into the next game in just a few seconds. And into the second game, here we are. And we're up against a Vanguard, a Stalker, and a Alchemist. Jeez, I keep on messing up all my names here. And of course, this is the same team. I believe that we're still in the tournament qualifiers. And, yeah, I believe this was still a qualifier. Anyway, I'm kind of looking at this team here. I don't remember playing against them, actually. I'm trying to remember when we did. I remember the Alchemist Traveler 80. I remember him because I've kind of seen him from my solo days. Anyway, what I'm talking about is kind of like the composition is a very tunnely team. And we, of course, have an Alchemist on our team, so... Very good move from the Alchemist going around the pillar like that. Kind of line of sighting them for the whole time and giving me the option of intercepting the Vanguard when he comes around. So I was able to use my ultimate on the Vanguard because he had already used his space and he can't escape. I believe that shield got me yelled at a little bit because the Alchemist was probably trying to do something. I believe, he slapped the Stalker and then I shielded him and I'm just sitting there going, ha ha, you're mad. Anyway. So, I mean, that's one of those things where, it wasn't exactly the best timing for the shield, but who cares? I mean, there's only one guy left and he's not really going to do anything, to be honest. Alright, so since they're tunneling on the Alchemist, I decided to root the Vanguard and try and DPS down this Stalker. He has the less kind of defensive and abilities. I mean, his puncturing strike is really the only thing he can use to defend. And as you can see, when they're training on the alchemist, I kind of tend to stick back and then use my pull in order to get people off of the alchemist and more towards me, where I can deal a little bit more damage on them. I'm just letting the random assassin on my team. I know that he can train after the alchemist all he likes, and she's really not going to be able to do all that much against him. And right there you see that I used my treacherous roots right after a barrier was applied on me. I didn't have the reaction time to cancel that. It would have been a really good thing, because that Vanguard would have actually had the time to switch over to the alchemist, because my treacherous roots is on cooldown and her barrier's on cooldown, and if that would have happened, it would have been bad. Maybe my mushroom spore was also on cooldown at the same time. Hey, how's it going? And of course you can see the 69 TPS, really awesome. Alright, so let's see if we wrap this up in a 3-0. That'd be pretty cool. It would go for some really good qualifiers. And I see that Vanguard sitting up there. I don't know what was happening there, if he was like AFK or something. I have to note that in my mind, I do remember this game now. I remember that if he would have sat there for any longer, that I was going to kind of sit it out near the center, because I didn't want to. I don't like playing games where you win because the other team disconnects or something like that. And I hate it when one of my team disconnects and then the other team just runs up as quickly as possible. It's like they know. It's like, you know, people at a shopping store when they know that there's like a sale that's running off soon, and they just run as quickly as they can to the other side of the map and try and kill the disconnected person. So there we go, a 3-0 victory. And that was during the qualifiers for the Pro-Am Cup last night. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time. Real quick, before this video ties up, I wanted to look into something that I've been thinking about for a while. Normally when you get spell blocked, you'll use an ability that you don't plan on using in the near future. However, you probably won't be using your troll medallion for anything useful during a match. So, here's the question. Can you spell block troll medallions? Me and a clanmate, Zen Smiter, were looking into this, and I wanted to show you what happened. So as you can see, I used my troll medallion here, and it doesn't get spell blocked. I actually tried it twice just to make sure. Then, we went in and we tried it with the meteor medallion. Doesn't spell block that either. Just to make sure that it's not reaction time problem, I used my M1. It spell blocks M1s perfectly, so it's not my reaction time. So here we go. It does not spell block troll medallions. And just testing out the meteor medallion one more time. And just to make sure it does spell block my M1. So, here's the conclusion. You cannot spell block medallions at all. Not the teleport medallion, not the meteor medallion, not any of them. We also tried it out with Psychopomp. So, the conclusion is that even though you can't keep yourself from getting spell blocked by just using some medallion or something like that, you can keep up the pressure by using a meteor while you're being spell blocked. So, I hope that's helpful to anybody, and I'll see you guys next time.